Catch the Graffiti Black podcast available on Spotify, Facebook, and YouTube under the name Graffiti Black Podcast. We'll be live in 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another episode of the Graffiti Black Podcast. I'm Jameson from the band Graffiti Black, and today I've got a really cool guest with me. His name is Wienerlicious. He's from Mackinac City, and he's wearing a hoodie that represents that today. Welcome, Ed. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me. Sweet.
First, I mean, come on. Like, it's already there. It's in like 2 cameras now. Tell them about Wienerlicious.
Wienerlicious is up in Mackinac City. If you haven't been there, I'd go, but it's a disappointing restaurant that was a converted gas station. And they put a giant wiener on top, so you can't miss it. Just go once just to say you did, but...
Just look for the big wiener.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up in Mackinac, by the bridge.
Yep. Well, that's it. Thanks for coming.
Later. Got my wieners.
Yep. So, okay. I know you said you really haven't made a point to you said you're starting your own podcast, actually, right? If I recall.
Yeah, my buddy, shout out to Brandon.
Shout out Brandon.
He asked me to start a podcast about, it's called Dark Side of the Scene. We don't think there's very many like this, but we wanted musicians to come on and share their horror stories of being in a band, gigging, anything you possibly think of. And it's not like we're metal guys, but it's not metal genre based. So far, we had a Christian contemporary artist come on and talk about his stuff. He could play a lot of instruments. But for example, that's just the kind of things that people run into. It doesn't matter what genre you're in. You're going to have a crap time. So look us up at darksideofthescene.com, I think.
Got the URL?
And actually, I think he owns the URL. But we do have a Facebook. So if you need to get interviewed or whatever, contact us. Dark Side of the Scene on Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah.
They'll do that. So you guys know where to go.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I'm sure that's great to interview other people, but do you have your own horror stories?
Not
Have you
too
played
many.
a show where you had some, like, your guitar blew up, or your amp did, or all the strings fell off when you did one strum?
I've actually had minor dark sides of the scene, aside from like a venue not giving us much money. I had a cable come out and it was just making this ratchety noise, and it was really embarrassing. And then suddenly I just decided to take all these straps on my pedal board and make sure it stays solidified and all the cables stay in. But it's really embarrassing to have to deal with noise and everybody looks at you. And I don't know if that's the worst thing. I've seen a drunk guy get on stage and jam, but I think it's normal. I don't think I've had too many dark side of the scenes worse than anybody else. But then I'm old and I can't remember everything, so I don't think it's enough to make me quit. So I'm still doing it. So I don't have too many dark sides, I guess.
Well, you like doing it, right?
I still like playing, yeah. Regardless of the crappy pay or the waste of gas to some gig. And I'm a trooper, I guess. You could say I'm pretty devoted.
Mm-hmm. Cool. What's just for people that may not know, tell them just a little bit about, what's the name of your band?
We're Beyond the Fathoms. We're based in South Bend. We're a metal band, if anybody cares.
Metal's pretty big around here. So
yeah, but I wish it was bigger. But we've been together since 2017. I guess the dark side is that we've just had so many lineup changes. That's really frustrating when you're trying to get something solid and then people leave. But what can you do? That's the nature of it.
Yeah, I think it's a different story for everyone. Some people I just interviewed Craig and he was talking about, the band that he's with. Those people have been together for 6-7 years and it's a really cool family. I'm sure a lot of people say that, but that's what he was saying. And then there's other people where, I kind of have a similar story, not with him, vaguely similar, kind of where stuff changes a lot and it's not usually the same. I grew up learning different instruments. I started with the drums and I moved to bass guitar and I was like, that's great. I also want to do guitar, learn that. All the while I could sing and I learned to record and then write songs and stuff. So it's been this thing where I've been able to, thankfully, I can do this stuff on my own. I've dealt with different band members and worked with them over the years. That stuff never really panned out. It was always changing. But at least, you keep growing your skill set and it's at least I can do all that. So even though it's I can do all the stuff solo. All the stuff with the band stuff, like having a full band and everything, that was like always changing. It's like you would have one drummer, or they leave, or you'd end up playing drums. So it's all crazy like that. I mean, what exactly has that situation been like for you?
Usually bass players. like the three core members, it's three of us, but like usually we got so many changes on the bass. Like I feel like a lot of kids don't want to play bass or drums, which everybody out there, like, teach your kid to play bass and drums. They'll have a job for life. I'm just saying that now, but like, yeah. And then we got through a couple drummers, and we got our guy Joel back. So that's nice, and he's a good dude. So I hope we don't lose him, because drummers are even harder to find around here, which is sad. So.
There's a guy I know, I think his name is Joey, but he is like a contract drummer, so I could hit him up maybe. He does a lot of metal.
Well, it's a contract. Probably can't afford that, but yeah.
Well, I mean, they're just drummer for hire.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I guess it depends on what you're looking for.
I feel like, but then the family thing is lost if you got a hired gun, because it just comes, does the gig, that's it. And it's like, it might work for like fill-in shows, but it's like, we'd like to write music with you, but if you're a contract guy, how can we keep you? You know what I mean? Okay. You never know. Maybe if something happens, but
right now you guys are like a full band.
Full band.
Cool.
Got a bass player, David, recently. It's been working out with him. So, and he's probably more devoted than all of us. So that's cool.
Well, there you go.
About that. Yeah.
So when you guys are a band and everything right now, who's the main songwriter then?
I think me. I mean, because during the, we don't call it the pandemic, call it the beast on our podcast, because we don't want to talk about that sloppy thing. But so during that, I decided to just record myself on computer, which I should have done a long time ago. I knew a little bit, but then I started dialing into it. Now I don't claim to be any kind of producer at all, but I like making demos. So I made like a crap ton, and I continue to do so. So it's like, I wouldn't say I'm the main songwriter, but like, I guess I am. I don't know. I'm not trying to.
You feel like you're the most proactive on like doing
I think
that,
so.
getting it done.
Because I feel like, when we lost a couple years of shows and things and all that negativity, I'm like, I'm going to keep this band going. And there's actually a song that the singer kind of worked on during the pandemic. Oh, I said it, but
the Panorama.
And it's going to be our latest music video, which we're filming tomorrow. So I'm going to be pretty proud of that song.
Okay, what's the name of the song?
It's called Fall from the Top. It's basically like how we were just all high and mighty and boom. But it could mean a lot of things to a lot of people. Like,
yeah.
So it again, art is, subjective to everybody else who thinks about it.
Yeah, I think that's what's great about it. There's a lot of songs that you grow up listening to where it's like maybe the songwriter had an intent for it to be a specific meaning towards something, but for whatever reason, you use it as a thing where maybe you're a teenager, just kind of getting through those crazy years, and somehow it applies to you. That's,
right.
It's really cool.
And it's funny because I tell the band how I write a song. I just think of the most dumb subject and just start writing. And usually the music isn't based on, like, I have a song called like Mac and Cheese Crotch, which has nothing to do with musically, just in my mind. And then I just start putting in ideas. I don't know why. And it sucks because then once it gets to like the cutting board, we got to change the title. So then we can't call it Mac and Cheese Crotch anymore. It's just, we have to have, there's part of like, it's fun to be serious, and then you can't be too serious. You can't take yourself too serious. Life is too serious to take serious. So half the time, I'm in serious mode, and then I'm silly because I don't know, man. Some people don't have a sense of humor anymore either. It's lost. So
Mac and Cheese Crotch.
Mac and Cheese Crotch. I have another.
Tell me about how you came up with that, though.
Oh.
Can't just speed past that.
Let's just say it's about a floozy. That's all I could say. A very risque woman. Then I have another one called, I know, right? I have another song called...
Maybe we should speed past that. What's the other one?
It's called Hard Ride 45, and it's about someone that told me their age are 45, but they look way older. And I'm like, man, she's been hard ridden. But the song, like, I just come up with weird, strange titles. Strange titles. But again, the songs change from what they are. I think a lot of bands do that though. They'll just call a song a certain thing, like Meshuggah Takes a Dump, because it's like inspired by like Meshuggah. So like that's how my brain works. I don't know why. I just get in my head, go on my computer, start writing stuff down.
Okay, what's like the dopest title you've ever created for a song?
Dopest?
Like ultimate, like this is the most memorable, this is the funniest, this is the best banger riffic title ever.
I can't.
What first comes to mind, dude? First thing. We got Cheese Crotch. What we got 45.
Black Hair Metal.
Black Hair Metal.
Because the song's cool. It's another demo I have, and I think that's. Well, there's one that's offensive, but I won't say it on here. So that's as far as I'll go.
Can you rhyme it? What it would be?
Marded Bilbo. So
right.
something that rhymes with Marded. So, and then
right.
For the longest time we were calling it the wrong title. So then we had to call it something else. So yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to get myself in trouble. That's just how my brain works to remember things.
All good.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, so we got some dope song titles, and you have your song that you're shooting a music video for tomorrow. Is that song already out and people can listen to it, or is it still coming out?
It's still coming out. We have a single out now called All Will Burn, which we made a shout out to Isaac Stanberry. Sorry, it's hard to remember names. Isaac made a cool, we call him lyric video for us, and it's been doing pretty good. Somehow I think it got on the radio, or maybe it was some other song. No, but we got our other single played on the radio, which I was shocked it did. That's called Demise, and then this song's called Fall From the Top that we're gonna have for the video. I know I'm repeating myself, but yeah, forgot the question.
No, just asking about songs you guys have out or that are coming out. So yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so Fall From the Top will be coming out once we get the video done tomorrow. Hopefully things go good. I'm a hack videographer, but I've done the last 2 videos for the band because as a band, it's an experiment.
Yeah.
It's like, again, like I told you earlier, most musicians need to know more than like just playing guitar and their drums. They need to know like social media and all sorts of media. If you can run a camera, because a lot of the YouTubers, that's how they make their money. It's like amazing how in depth they go. Just they got to play their song and then they got to record themselves. Then they got to learn how to edit. Yeah, I'm sure that's a lot of work in itself.
Yeah,
and you sort of have to go fully. You can't be half-assed like I am. So,
I mean, there's a lot of people that take different approaches to it. I mean, sure, I guess if you can have the budget for a super professional thing, cool. If all you can use is your phone, great. But if you got like an iPhone, like I use 13, there's a lot of like footage you can get on it. It's like really good. If you have the wide angle and you shoot in 24, looks really good. So, it's like if you shoot it right, if you're decent with lighting, you can get away with that. So,
and I got like the little expensive lenses that you put on the iPhone, which is pretty cool to have.
Yeah.
And then a gimbal and then go at it.
Right. So maybe that's all you need. So
but I don't have to tell anybody that, but I just did. So I don't know. I kind of keep it.
He uses the Red Epic Dragon with like $12 million lenses. So it's pretty crazy. Check stuff out.
I wish I had that money. I wouldn't be doing this if I had that money, but yeah. And usually I just keep myself anonymous who did the videos. Some people ask me, but
what would you do if you had $12 million right now?
I think I'd go to like a bunch of schools, like probably producer school, because I'd have all the time in the world to like understand how to, produce music. And I don't know and maybe I'd start a little studio locally, but I feel like that would be a pain in the butt to just dealing with musicians. And I'm like, okay, I already have a band. Why would I want to deal with other bands in that capacity? Because you know how bands are and stubborn people. And I'm like, oh, I did great. What are you talking about? No, you need to do that again. I don't feel like I want to be in that position. So I think I would do something cool with money. I don't know what though. Maybe have a couple cars and guitars.
Cars and guitars. That's your next song title.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know. We'll see.
You should seriously make a whole album that just has those most ridiculous and outlandish titles.
I would.
You really should.
I would, but like in a way, we're trying to be a little serious at the same time to get. Because if you've ever seen our music videos, like they're goofy, and I don't know why I did them. I figured because metal bands are so serious. It's just like I'm just gonna do something so goofy, which a lot of metal bands do, and it works out well. But I think this video we're just gonna be normal. We're not gonna do anything crazy, outlandish. As much as
normal as in unique, or normal as we're trying to be like everyone else.
Be like everyone else. I know, but
I'm telling you, man, cheese crotch, that's not something you hear from a lot of metal bands.
I know, right? But like, I feel like, I don't know. I'll watch a video with like a band I like, and they could be serious. As long as the music's good, I don't really care about, because at the end of the day, it's lip syncing.
Okay.
But also, like, doing a video with a storyline takes a lot of work. Like,
yeah.
And it's hard to find actors to get in it, because then everybody freezes up. Like, I don't want to be in it. So then, like, like the one video, I made all the band be a different person in the character. And that was fine. I don't know. We had like one extra. She was cool about it, but storylines are a lot of work. I mean, it takes a lot from having to like sync up the song.
Yeah.
Because you just got somebody driving a car. Does it? I don't know. We'll see.
I feel like it's from personal experience. Driving a car.
No, I've not done that
Filming
yet.
that?
I've see, the one video, we wanted to hit the singer with a car, but in my head, I'm like, how do we pull that off?
Well, just hit him,
like,
man. It's easy.
I thought about like doing it in slow motion, and then, but it came out a lot cheesier than it looked. I really had something going on, but it's probably it would have been dangerous. So yeah, I mean, we don't know a stunt man. Is there a stunt man around here?
I mean, if you look up a few video tutorials with like After Effects, I think it's actually a little bit easier than you think. I've never done it, but I think if I was committed to like, we have to have this shot,
I could have like green screened him, like
basically, yeah,
like in front of the car or the back of the car, and then because I have a green screen, I've messed with that before.
Yeah. But
yeah, there's a lot of things you could probably pull off, but I would rather not injure somebody. But I always wanted to have someone get hit by a car in a video, but sounds expensive. I guess I need $12 million to pull that off.
You could do the one shot where the person just ends up going missing after the video, but you could do it.
With $12 million, I could pay for your injuries.
There you go.
So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, good luck on that if you do that.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
But besides that, I mean, yeah, like, so you've been playing shows for quite a while, you said, and there's a lot of stories that you get from other people. And I know you say you didn't have any crazy stories off the rip, but like, do you have any stories of like some of the very first shows you've ever played and what that was like?
My first show was at the Anchor? It was the Anchor Inn. It was like somewhere out in South Bend, which is the place no longer there. And I was nervous as hell. It was my first gig. Okay. I wore a cowboy hat. I looked really stupid. Don't ask me why I wore a cowboy hat. I think I saw like it could have been like a 3 Days Grace style band. They had cowboy hats. I'm like, what if I wear one? I was nervous, but this was like my first experience. I survived. I was shaky, and
yeah,
I just remember going, oh, that wasn't too bad. I mean, I survived. That's all I can say. Right. And then later on, you get more comfortable with things like being on stage and people looking at you. And then you just tune them out and just enjoy yourself. You turn into stage man mode and then normal mode. Normal mode is me being nervous and pacing around the event because I don't know why I still get nervous. Everybody does. So then everybody thinks I'm stuck up, not talking to them when I just go wander off because I don't stay in one place. Mm-hmm. So that's just my nervous. And then when I get on stage, everything works. All right, cool. Let's give them a show.
Yeah.
Be entertaining, everybody. Don't just stand there. If you've been doing this a lot, just do something.
Do backflips. Come on.
I wish I could do that. I'm a big boy. I don't know if I could do a backflip, but I'd like to do a spin kicks if I could. But
wear mac and cheese.
Wear mac and cheese. Throw mac and cheese. Make it slippery on stage. Gross.
The thing you mentioned about like being nervous and stuff before a show and everything, I can definitely get that. However, remember there's one show specifically I did back in 2019, I think, where I played at this skate park in South Bend. I think no longer exists.
Oh, sad.
But there were about 3 or 4 bands total, and I think we were second to last. Or maybe there was 5 total. But it was me and a bass player and a drummer, and as we were doing, as we're getting ready to go up, at first I was nervous. It wasn't the like most gigantic crowd ever by any means, but there was still a good amount of people there. And there's a thing where I love to make sure that I can have it be somewhat entertaining or just fun for anyone there, whether it's another band or there's just people there hanging out watching the music. And after a certain point, it's like, I just remembered that I got so annoyed with like, why are all these bands being so damn boring on stage? Like they're not like making a point to engage.
Right.
And they're just, I think everyone was roughly the same age, but there just wasn't like any type of engagement. It's like, dude, we're not playing at anything crazy. It's like, just acknowledge the people a little bit. And I love hanging out with whatever bands are there. It's great. It's not the issue. It's just, there was nothing there. So I just remember at one point I was super over like whatever anxiousness I might have had. And I was like, let's just make this fun. It's like, stop giving a shit, you know? Because I think it's really easy to just get so in your head about it to the point where you're not even enjoying it, you know?
That's true.
Have you ever been to that point?
A little bit. Yeah, because, I mean, it feels like a chore then.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like at the end of the day, you're going to play a show. It's going to go however it goes. Whatever, people are going to go home. It's like life goes on. It's like just try to make it fun while you can. So I've noticed that I've been really good at being able to just kind of put that off to the side and being like, however it goes is however it goes. If my guitar falls off halfway through a song, whatever, make it funny. So, you know, it's just like if shit happens, it happens. But like try to enjoy it. So like I just try to come at it from that point of view. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like when I said earlier about how I was having all these noise issues, my friend plugged my thing in. I'm like, oh, that's what it was. And then like I forgot about it, but I still had fun. It was actually a Halloween show, and I don't like those because you got to dress up and you got all this other crap to deal with, like a wig, or I wore a Care Bear outfit once, and at the time it was a good idea, but man, I was sweating like a pig. I thought I was going to pass out. It's like, you know, you're moving around, you're perspirating more and being nervous. Yeah, I do some stupid things sometimes. Some pants I wear like mermaid pants once in a while. I don't know why I do it. I just don't take myself serious. Lately I have. I just wear all black.
You just mean like it doesn't have to be a Halloween show. You just wear mermaid pants?
Yeah, there's been a few times I might take them out again, but like I don't know where to put my wireless pack on them. So I had these goofy 80s pants and I wore a fanny pack, so I could probably put my wireless thing in that.
Hot.
Just, you know, keep it secure.
Right.
I had another thought that went into that. Oh, well.
Mermaid pants. Just remember that. We'll come back to it. It'll come through.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's pretty cool, man. Mermaid pants are dope. I've never worn those, so I can't own, you know.
They're really comfortable. Wear some, like, they stretch, so like if you want to do like a kick, you can.
You can, yeah.
No constriction. Which I don't know, like, see, like I don't take myself serious, but I do take the band's music serious. But like, I don't know. To me, there's some metal bands that take themselves way too serious. There was a metal band around here. I won't say their names. They always dressed like they were going to play, like even when they weren't playing. Like, how metal could you possibly be?
They're just going to like Dollar General. And they're just
probably
called,
like, I'm kind of dressed normal. I don't care. I'll dress whatever I want. Wienerlicious. But it's just funny how possibly metal you could be 24/7. I'm pretty metal, but I don't have to. It's just, that's just an image. It's in your head, really. But I find that funny, just wearing camos and cut-off shirts all the time, which I think that's a lot of people's outfit anyway. But it's, I just remember that particular band dressing that way all the time.
Right. Huh. Yeah, I don't know.
They're not longer together, so it doesn't matter, but I'm not gonna say names.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't remember a camo band with cut off sleeves, but that's cool.
Right.
I mean, some people are just dedicated, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, I guess so. But they're no longer together, so some dedication. But I ain't here to talk smack, but we do that a lot on our show. We just have other people complain about on our podcast, other bands and members, and it's more like therapy to me. Like, I feel like there's not a lot of outlets for people to talk about that, because most podcasts are about the person when they start, like this one. This is a good one, but ours is more like the negative things that really bother people. What makes you quit? You know,
what really makes you sick?
Sick. The things that annoy the crap out of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the ultimate number one thing that's your pet peeve with musicians?
Oh, flakiness.
Okay.
I don't run a tight ship, I try to. I mean, but I don't like telling adults what to do when they should know better. If it's a young kid, I get it. They're still kind of, learning the ropes about stuff. But when it's full grown adults,
You're just like, why are you so stupid? Right?
don't be stupid. Please don't. And it's hard to I don't know. It's hard to what's the word? Network when you got stupids.
Okay.
I've met a lot of cool people through this, but that's just a pet peeve of mine. Don't be a flaky person.
Yeah.
If you're busy, I understand, but if you don't care enough to just do the job or communicate well, then it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, and I always heard that a lot of musicians or a lot of bands, even really big bands, they'll always say the same thing of just make sure you play with your if you form a band, do it with friends, or people that you really gel well with,
Right.
And that would always be in the back of my mind, because it's if you already don't have that solid foundation to go off of, then good luck. And that's just, I think about that a lot. So I mean, a lot of that stuff that you're saying, that makes sense. It's that's something I've always thought about.
Well, yeah, because I try to get along with everybody. I'm usually pretty good at getting along with everybody. I don't know if there's anybody that hates me, but sorry. But for the most part, I'm trying to the guy that kind of gets people together and try to do something. And then sometimes I just do stuff on my own just because I'm that kind of person too.
Slightly independent. Yeah. I feel that I've made a point to not work on having a band that performs out so much. I still I haven't closed the door on it. I'm just not in a hurry to
right.
go through that door right now.
Right.
It's more I just want to have doing stuff like this, and being able to just record my own songs,
right.
make videos to them, put them out on YouTube and all that. That actually allows me to have a compound effect of great, this can build up over time, instead of trying to get people to
right.
Hey, believe in my dream too. It's I'm just going to do my own thing. So
right.
Totally understand that.
And I meant not independent. I need to do this on my own. When I make demos, I have all the resources to do so, but it's not the same as working with people. So I'm not that independent. I just
Sure.
When I work on a song, usually I'll work on it by myself, just because I don't want to waste the rest of the guys' time trying to brainstorm. I guess during during the Beast era, we didn't do much. So it's man, I really want to write songs and just get some stuff out there. And so that's kind of how I developed writing songs by myself. Out of necessity, because, we're all grown ass men. We can be lazy sometimes. And so that's what created me to just start doing, or the idea for me to just start just doing stuff on my own as far as songwriting. But I'll bring it to them and what do you guys think? I'm open. It's not it needs to be this way. I'm just putting ideas out, just because at the end of the day, you're trying to get your music heard.
Yeah.
And it might be my music now that I'm recording by myself, but it's just, I know what matters. You got to do the work and put songs out there.
So when did you guys say you would try to have that song out?
I'm not sure. I mean, it could be a few weeks. I originally wanted to do the video first, get that out of the way, because that's probably the hardest thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then release singles. But we decided to get the song All Will Burn Out just to get some traction, to say, hey, we're still alive. But I want to say maybe with less than a month, a couple weeks. It really depends on how long I can edit this bastard and get it out there, because I'm pretty stoked to get this song out. It means a lot to myself.
Mm-hmm.
Just it's wow, that's a song I did at home during the worst time in the history for musicians ever. I think I wrote a few other than that, and I can't wait for everybody to hear them. Just the idea that I did this and I kept busy and didn't sit around and do nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I basically went through that whole period just with a strong head. I'm yeah, it sucks, but I'm not going to let this get me down. Unfortunately, it affected a lot of people in a lot of venues, and I feel like the ripple effect is still there, but I think we're slowly coming back. I don't know. That's a positive thing.
Yeah.
From the dark side.
Totally.
Of things.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's great that you guys are, making that effort to get more stuff out there. So, Is there like, are you guys on like Spotify and Apple Music where people can currently hear you?
Yeah, we have a YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, MySpace, probably Instagram, but Instagram's boring to me.
Okay.
Yeah, we can find us on all social medias or streaming. Just we got an EP from back in the day still out. So, and I wish we'd get more stuff out, but it's the whole like lineup changes and people leaving. Just so I think me personally, I want to hit it a little harder just because like we're older and how long can we keep doing this?
Okay.
I don't know. Try to make something out of it.
Yeah. I mean, I get you got to kind of like play your cards right and just figure out where you want to go with it.
Right.
Totally cool.
Yeah, I don't want to be famous or not. I think there's no money in that. I have a full-time job. If I could play out for a weekend, that'd be great, but I don't ask for much because really, I don't want to come home broke. I hear those are dark stories just coming to tour and they like have nothing.
Yikes.
No insurance. I don't know, man. I'm too responsible for that. Sorry.
Doesn't sound like the best.
Not in this, the way things are now.
Yeah.
I'm surprised pop artists are still like doing stuff, but whatever.
Maybe they have a different strategy.
They got $15 million in a whole team of people and lawyers and attorneys.
Right. Well, I mean, for all of your stuff, all of your links and everything, we'll put that in the description of the video. So if you guys just want to find links to their stuff instantly, it should be down below. But yeah, I'm really excited to just, I'll keep tabs on what you guys are doing. So that'll be cool whenever your video does surface all.
Yeah. You can make fun of it too. You'd be like, I could
roast this video.
Yeah. I'd be like, the aperture's off. The lighting's off. I don't know. It'd just be funny if you gave me that kind of review. Like, I would totally be like, because again, I'm a hack, dude.
Well, no, I mean, depending on when this goes live, your video may already be out. So, if it is, we'll just throw it in the description or something if we get the links and stuff from you guys.
Okay.
So,
and then I guess I'll throw it, check out Dark Side of the Scene podcast. We got Facebook, Instagram. We're probably going to be on streaming. And if any musicians out there that have horror stories they want to share or people they want to talk about anonymously about the whole thing about being a musician, let us know. Just we want to get that out there because to me it's almost like an educational outlet to let people know like, hey, don't be a jerk just don't be a jerk in your musical career. Whatever that is.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Yeah. Well, cool, man. I do appreciate you coming on,
Thank
man.
you.
Beyond the Fathom.
Fathoms.
Fathoms.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. Well, you definitely check out Beyond the Fathoms and definitely go to Wienerlicious. I haven't been there, but I can already tell you should go. And all his links are in the description. Definitely check him out and check their videos and music out and his podcast as well. And I think that's pretty much it, dude.
Yeah. Hope I didn't sound like a jerk when I corrected you. You said Fathoms. I guess I sound like I came off like a jerk. See,
we're going to delete this episode.
Sweet. Later.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Graffiti Black Podcast. If you enjoyed this podcast, hit like, hit subscribe, and we will see you in the next one.